Well, hello everyone. If you'd like to see my 3 makes for the week, stay tuned. Hello everyone, I'm Deb and this is DB Designs and Sewing Australia. Welcome to all my subscribers and welcome to anybody who is new. This would be a great time to hit the like and subscribe button. Anyway, I have made 3 things, probably not in the last week, in the last 10 days. The first thing I made was, well, I completed my fur coat. It actually looks black today and not brown. Sometimes it looks brown, like very dark brown, and sometimes it looks black. And I made it to wear over my Diane von Furstenberg wrap dress, which is black and white. So this is a fur from Spotlight, which I will have bought when it was on sale because I would never pay full price for it. And I only had 2 meters and I extended the length of the coat by 20 centimeters. It does have pockets. The groovy lining came from Super Cheap and it's a cubism print. Clearly this is not designed to be worn over a leisure suit. And I did put a fur clip in. There's the other side of it. But I'm not sure that I shouldn't have put it over further because that's where it clips there. And it's like not very fitted, but if I wanted to wear a proper jumper or something really heavy under it, or another coat under it. So it doesn't come undone. When you walk around and move, it does not come undone. Oh, look, there's my trusty heater because it's still cold here. So as you see, I'm not wrapping it over very far. I don't know if I will change it so that it's like that. It would just mean taking off that hook and putting it further over. But you can put it up nice and high. And I did get to wear it the other day on Father's Day and was really happy with it. It's actually a lovely coat and it's so warm. So that was the first thing I completed. I think last time I spoke to you, I'd already started it. And I was thrilled that I only had 2 meters and I was able to extend the length of this by 20 centimeters. And it is exactly the same length as the Diane von Furstenberg dress. So I'll put some photos in when I've got the dress on and it'll show you that it's exactly the same length because I don't want a coat that's this much shorter than the dress. So if I don't have enough fabric, then I just make a short coat. And out of all my coats, and I've got probably 30 of them now, I do wear my fur coat the most. I once had it dry cleaned and I wasn't really happy with the way the fur turned out. And so after that, I just clean it with like a damp face washer and this brush. Now this brush is like an old-fashioned clothes brush. You can see it's black from brushing that black fur. And I think you can buy it where you buy Nugget and shoe cleaner in the supermarket. They sell these brushes. It's not impregnated with anything, it's just a brush. And I can see this one says it was 89 cents, so I will have had that for a long time. But that's how I deal with my fur. I'm just wiping them down with a fairly damp cloth, letting it dry and then brushing it through with that brush, which is not a stiff brush, but not an ultra soft brush. And it seems to come up much better. And that coat is the McCalls M7847 that I always make. I've made my knee length, let's call it, teddy bear coat, which is like a fawn colour, and a cropped blue fur one. I wasn't really happy with the quality of that fur. It wasn't very warm. And now I've made that black one. So that's probably enough fur and trashing my room. So the next thing I made was a skirt. Now this skirt is the Maison Fauve Grenadine Skirt. So you can see that skirt there. Now that's a free pattern on their website. I think you've just got to sign up to the newsletter, and you can get that pattern for free. So this is the skirt. So this is a cotton jeans fabric that I got probably, I'm not sure if it's this year or last year, from the Dahlia Sewciety, and I only bought a metre, and this skirt you can easily get out of a metre. So, and it's got an invisible zip. Really happy with how the zip came out. I'm happy overall with the skirt. The fabric is really lovely to deal with. And I made some piping to go in here, and I used my narrower piping cord because I didn't want it to be too thick. But on this curve, the curve's flat, but since I tried it on and looked at the photos, I clipped some more of the curve and repressed it, so it's a little bit better. But once I wear it and wash it, I'll re-look at that and see if I need to clip it some more. It's quite a fraying fabric, so that's why I didn't clip it very heavily. But a very nice internal waistband, which I hand sewed down. So it's all hand sewn, you can see it there. And I like this skirt because it just sits on your hips. So it's not tight around your waist. And I think I've tried it on with a navy blue t-shirt, or nearly navy blue, and a white t-shirt. So I made a green one without this section here, and took it to Vietnam. So it was really just the straight skirt, and I wore it a few times because it's very, very comfortable. So really happy with that make, and happy to use up that gorgeous fabric. Now the next thing I made was another Donny shirt. Now I made this in a Narrator Hansen fabric, and 2 years ago, probably, I ordered Narrator Hansen fabric, 3 meters of 2 different sorts. And what I received after 9 months was 2 meters of one of the ones that I ordered and 1 meter of something that I didn't order. And we all know the drama surrounding Narrator Hansen. Never got any answers to my emails. And I'll just leave it at that. But I had this 1 meter of fabric and I wanted to use it up because it was actually really pretty fabric. Some sort of Christmas cotton. It'd be 100% cotton. And so this is the shirt that I made. And they're not different pieces. That's the fabric is like gigantic patchwork. So the sections are big. And you can see even in the back how those two fabrics change. One's the one with the wine glasses and the prawns on it, and the other one's got doves on it. That is all one piece of fabric. There's no seam in that. It is one piece of fabric. So it really wasn't quite enough fabric. I make the size large in that. Yep, size large in the Donny shirt. Because to me, it's just like a boxy shirt. I didn't want it to be tight. And I've got some more denim to make another one of those skirts, which I will do. and I thought this would be really nice to wear with it. So really happy with the shirt. Everybody knows the pattern, although it's so long since I've made a Donny shirt. I really had to read the instructions, but really happy with it. Did not have enough fabric for one of the sleeves, so the sleeves were cut out separately to each other. So because of the type of fabric it was, I just joined. There's a join there and there's a join there because I just did not have enough fabric. And in fact, all I've got left is like tiny little scraps, which might be nice for Phoebe to quilt, I think. And I did a bias hem. So that's my bias hem. I just love the way that looks. Really, really nice. Now, the bias tape I got in a bespoke box, I think, but I just find it so much easier to do a curved hem. So it does go up a little bit on the sides. Just find it so much, cotton on everything, so much easier to do a curved hem with bias tape rather than turning it up, overlocking and turning it up. And it just looks beautifully neat. And the centre front seam, I also top stitched that down. Not that you can see really any of the top stitching on it. It's top stitching around there. And the nice thing about this shirt pattern is it comes together very well, and when you're top stitching a long way out, so the centre's there and you're top stitching around and down there to the front of the bust, sometimes things don't sit really flat and then you're concerned that it's going to look puckery when you top stitch it, because I did top stitch it from the wrong side. Which means I had this side out when I was top stitching it, but still it sits beautifully flat and is very easy to stitch down. Nice little collar. So really happy that I was able to use up that fabric, because even though I didn't order that fabric, it really is a lovely fabric. I have got another Christmas fabric that I got 2 meters of that I'll probably make a dress closer to Christmas time in. So that's what I've been making besides my alterations. And I've received my bag clasp so that I can make my Joanna Ralph handbag to match my dress. How cute is this clasp with the high heels? So cute. And I also got one with the chain attachments, so that when you've got the chain on it, they stick up like, and I bought some chain, they stick up like that, so you can put a chain on it so you don't have to just carry it in your hand. So really happy with that. I got 2 of these ones. And I got 1 of these ones, which is a giant one, but it doesn't have a chain attachment. I mean, you could easily make a fabric loop that you can put a chain through, but that is if I wanted to make a gigantic bag. Yeah, so I bought those bag frames, which is what they're called, from a place called Supply for Bag. And at the time, I also bought the pattern that I use to make the 8-inch bag. So that's the pattern piece, and that's how big the bag will turn out. So this is the piece that you cut your interfacing out. So I bought that as well because it's so long since I've made one of those clutch bags which is what I always called them, I can't remember. And I think I watched it on a YouTube channel, and then I'd made a whole lot of them. So obviously they're not that hard to make, but I will film making it. I just need to be able to buy the glue. And I don't think I wanted to use Tarzan grip. I wanted to use a different one. It says you can use some sort of permanent glue, such as UHU. I thought that was a glue stick, but anyway, obviously different. Or Gutermann HT2. And when I looked through all my things, I've got no glue in there, so I cannot really remember what glue I used when I used to make them all the time. It probably dried up and I threw it out, or when we moved and I packed everything up, I probably deliberately didn't put glue in anything. I probably checked it and then threw it away. So I will have that coming up. I've also cut out an assembly line oversized shirt, and that's just in a plain white poly cotton. I thought that shirt with the really nice big pockets would be lovely. And I tell you what, their pattern is very, very thorough, because of course you need 4 pocket bags. It gives you 2 pattern pieces. So I thought that was really good. And I've also cut out the Biarritz skirt. I'm not sure if that's how you say it. Now this is a free pattern off from Mood Patterns, and I had seen Christine from Gemini Stitches make this, and so I actually cut out the large in this, and I'm using the leftover teal linen that I had made my Freddie wrap dress from the bold one in. So I had a little bit left, well under 1 metre. Had to jiggle it around to get it to fit, but managed to do that. So I'm not sure if I want it longer than the pattern, but I thought I'll try it out in this fabric and see. I've also cut out a Wardrobe by Me Abby dress, which is one of my favourite dresses. I especially love the long ones. Probably a strange thing for someone so short to say. But in this gorgeous fabric, which is from the Desert Dream August Bespoke box. Now it's a beautiful fine viscose cotton blend, and that's why I thought this is just screaming Abby dress to me. It is really, really lovely. It's not going to be see-through, but it's still very lightweight. So I've got that cut out and ready to sew. So that's what I've been doing this week. Besides all my alterations, there seem to be a lot of weddings lately, and all formal is coming up. So I'm guessing I will be very, very busy. People have already rung me to say, do you do this type of alteration? So sometimes it's hems. Mother of the Bride dress, I just let it out so it was a more comfortable fit, and it's got something really weird going on with the hem, so I'm going to fix that for her. So that's what I'll be doing next week, as well as finding some glue for my bag. But I will film that so that you can see how easy it is to do. And I think I learned how to do it by watching YouTube. So not difficult at all. I might have to find some heavy interfacing somewhere, probably in my bag stash. But we do have a craft shop here, and they do sell some bag supplies. I noticed they've got bag foam and all that, so she's probably got some sort of heavier interfacing as well. I'll have to go and see her. Let me know what you're making. And let me know if you've made a clasp bag. There's actually not terribly much sewing in it. It's a lot of gluing, and I know that you need to use an awl. and awl and tweezers. That's all I cannot really remember how I did it, but I'll come back to you with that. Just thought that was so cute with the high heels. Anyway, everybody have a fabulous week. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.